First, I'll be cutting the 180-degree flare for the base of the 3-layered flare. So the radius length here is 10 inches. I'm marking the length of the flare. The length of the flare is 19 inches. Next, I'll mark the 10 inches of the radius and connect it. Measure around the radius line like so to be sure the waist is accurate before you cut out. Cut out the radius part and the base is ready. The first flare will be connected to the waist, so the radius is the same thing, 10 inches. So this is how it's cut out. Get out the radius and the length is 9.5. Place the first layer on the base and measure around that area where the second flare will be placed. Cut the second layer as a 180-degree flare as well, and the length is also 9.5 inches. So measure the hem of the base as well, times it by 2, get the radius, and you cut the third one as a 360-degree flare. Next, we will place all the layers, the flares on the base. That's the last one at the hem, the second one on the middle, and the last one is attached to the waist. This is the shoulder bustier. Please check the description box below on how to cut a shoulder bustier. Here I am using the shoulder to the half length, not the full top length. Place the pattern on the fabric. I am adding 2 inches seam allowances to the side, and on every other area I will add 0.5 inches. So this is the side front. Ensure that on the nipple point area you make the allowances a bit rounded so it doesn't get pointy. Then add 0.5 inches continuously all around the pattern. This is the center front. Ensure your fabric is placed on fold before placing your center front pattern on it. All around here is 0.5 inches. When we're done adding 0.5 inches, we'll move to the center back. On the center back, you'll be adding 1 inch seam allowance for the zipper. Then you place 0.5 inches all around the pattern. For the side back, on the side seam, add 1.5 inches and 0.5 inches all around the pattern. Then you cut. I'm cutting the side back first, then we'll proceed to the cutting of the center back. Ensure to notch the zipper allowance points like this, and this is the center front. Then we'll go ahead to cut the side front, and we are done cutting the upper bodies. Here I'm altering the neckline from the standard neckline. So on the neck width, I'll be going in by 1 inch. That will make the width now 4 inches. Then I'll be going down by 5 inches for the neck depth. Then I'll use my curve to connect. For the back, the width has to be the same, 4 inches, and the depth I made it 2 inches. Then I'll cut out the necklines. Once the upper bodice is complete, we'll move on to the sewing machine. I'll start by joining the front pieces. So this is the side front placed on the center front. Sew by 0.5 inches. Place the other side front also on the center front and sew by 0.5 inches. Repeat the same process on the lining piece, placing the side front on the center front and doing same on the other side. So the front upper bodice is ready. We'll be notching the under bust and 1 point on the nipple area, so there will be no tension around the curves. So do the same thing on the main fabric. We proceed to the back piece. We'll start by joining the side back to the center back. Notch, assemble the other side back, face the neckline of the back and face the neckline for the front. Pin the V part in place. Lift your foot, put the needle inside, drop your foot and continue sewing. On the neckline area, we are going to notch around it as well as the back. When you are done notching, place your seam allowances towards the lining piece and top stitch. This helps the lining stay in place. With a loose stitch, join the center back. Now join the shoulder, the front and the back shoulder together and use one of the linings to cover it. Then you sew. This helps to get a clean finish on the shoulder line. To shaping the upper bodies, the bust here is 36 divided by 2 is 18. The waist is 30 divided by 2 is 15. Share the remaining part of the seam allowances. Place it on one side here and you place it on the other side after connecting. You place it on the other side and connect. Then we are going to turn the armhole with a bias tape from the wrong side onto the good side. Notch around the seam allowances of the armhole to release any tension and top stitch the bias tape to the front. Do the same thing on the other side. Sew down the side shape. We are going to now proceed to the skirt part. The upper part of the flare has been attached to the waist and woven. Mark out the line there so you can know where to go upward by 1 inch. Then you mark around that line where you place the second flare. You will sew the second flare facing down. So here I'm trying to match up the line with the fabric. Then the excess, I'll know how to spread it into the sewing. You just ease it into it as you sew. Spread evenly. Now the first layer and the second layer has been attached. To sew the zipper line, come down from the waistline by 9 inches and sew only the lining fabric. Next, sew only the second layer center back 8 inches from the waistline. The second layer and the lining are sewn separately. Here I am showing you how the first layer and the second layer will now be connected together. Sew a bias tape on the hem of the flare from the wrong side to the good side. We want the bias to be showing on the front side just for design purpose. When you are done with that, we'll be attaching the upper bodies to the waistline of the skirt part to make it a dress. Now you will sew by 0.5 inches from the center back all around the waistline to the other center back. Here we have it. Now attach the last layer of flare to the base and pin around the hem of the base to know the excess and how I will spread it evenly around the circle. You just don't spread it on one side. While you sew, just ease into it and it would accommodate the excess. On the zipper line, align the fabrics properly on the center back, then pin the end point there. Mark 8 inches from the waistline. There your loose stitch will stop. Back stitch and sew with a normal stitch like a dart to the end. This is a loose stitch being sewn at the 8 inches point back stitch and sew with a normal stitch. Back stitch again, and here's how the zipper line looks. The first layer is attached while the second layer is separated from the base. Replace your sewing foot with a zipper foot. Place the zipper on the center line. Start from the hem and sew towards the neck area. Then sew the other side starting from the neck area all the way to the down. Ensure the zipper is at the center. Remove the original loose stitch. Fold down the excess zipper and the dress is ready. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.